Dear 8th standard students, in physics, we have done formation of images earlier. Now, few parts of the mirrors, okay, are left on page number 91. So let us see that. Something more. This we have to check, right? Here, beta, you see concave mirror form a virtual and erect and enlarged image. Concave mirror form virtual, erect and enlarged image of an object placed in front of it between pole and focus. Now this image is not made in your book, but I have shown you this. See, when the object is placed between pole and focus, virtual, erect and enlarged image is formed. It's not there in the book, but this point is given, so I have explained it. Right? This image is found behind the mirror. Convex mirror always form virtual erect here also, virtual erect here also, but here enlarged. In case of convex mirror, image is smaller in size. And when it is placed anywhere in front of the mirror, so image is found behind the mirror in case of convex also, right, and is always found between pole and focus. This is not there in your syllabus, so I am not discussing. Right? Now see, this table is actually already we have done. These points are in short are written here. Already if you check characteristics of image and the position of object, position of image, we have discussed. Size of the image, nature of the image, we have discussed already. Now uses of spherical mirror. Spherical mirror can form different form of images depending upon nature of spherical mirrors and the position of the object placed in front of them. They are used for various purposes. Few of them we'll discuss here. Concave mirror are used as a makeup mirror at beauty parlor and as well as a shaving mirror by gentlemen. See that. This is a concave mirror. If you place your face between pole and focus, naturally face is small, the image inside the mirror is very big and erect, virtual erect image and enlarged image is formed. If your face is enlarged, so very easily we can cut off the hairs or very easily makeup can be done. Right? So convex mirrors can be used as a makeup mirror also, as a shaving mirror also. Right? Why? Because they form erect, virtual erect and enlarged image. Right? They are used as a reflector in torches, and headlights of vehicles and projectors. But the back side reflector is there. That reflector is concave shaped always to spread the light. They are used by doctors to focus light. Doctors, they with the help of battery, small battery, they are seeing inside our mouth, tooth or ear or throat and nose to identify the problem. So they are also using it. Concave mirrors are used in solar cookers. In solar cookers also concave mirrors are used. Okay, solar cookers. In solar cookers, okay, concave mirrors are used there to just focus the light at one place. Real images represented, see already here you can see real images, they are represented by thick lines. Here also thick line, here also you can say thick line, here also you see thick line only. But virtual images, although in your book it is not shown, but I will show you. Here we have made, it is made by dotted line. So that is mentioned in the box. Uses of convex mirror. although see uses are given, but diagrams are not given. So but that is part of your syllabus now. Convex mirror are used as a rear view mirror. You know, see in the vehicles, on the right hand side of the vehicle car, outside one mirror is there, outside the car only, left side also it is there, right side also there. In the bikes also two mirrors are there. And what is the function of that? To see what is behind the car or the vehicle. Those mirrors form erect and diminished image. And if you see through those mirrors, large area behind the vehicle is covered. So you are able to see large area behind your vehicles, right? So these mirrors, they increase the field of view of the drivers while driving, right? So therefore he will be able to see everything behind him. They are also used in street light as a reflector. You know, these convex mirrors, they spread light, and when they are used as a reflector in street lights, they spread the light over large area, and the function of the street light is this only, to illuminate large area, so that lights can spread on large area. That is the function of street lights. Now come to another part. Fill in the blanks here are given. So let us discuss. Dash mirror are used as makeup mirror. What are these? Concave mirrors. A light ray passing through dash of a concave mirror gets reflected back along the same path. So passes through what? Passes through center of curvature. Center of curvature of a concave mirror gets reflected back along the same path. A dash image is an inverted image. Dash image is an inverted image. Real image is an inverted image, and virtual image is a rect image. Answer: what is a spherical mirror? Find out yourself. Which type of mirror is known as a driver's mirror? Which type of mirror is known as driver's mirror? Convex mirror. Rear view mirror also it is called. What kind of image is formed by convex mirror? What kind of image is formed? Virtual, erect and small. Okay. Now refraction through prism. Beta, what is prism? If you see this part, otherwise in the school, when the school will open, I will show you. So this is a prism. Here one rectangular side, this is one rectangular side, you can see. Same way that side also one rectangular side is there, this side also one rectangular side is there. So prism is a transparent material bounded by two. Here they have written two because one here, but actually three rectangular surfaces are there and two triangular surfaces. One rectangular surface, right, one is at the back side here, one is this side. Three rectangular surfaces and two triangular. This is one triangular surface, and here at bottom also one triangular surface will be there, right? And these rectangular surfaces are two rectangular or three. Out of these three rectangular surfaces, two are the surfaces through which light can pass, this and this, and one is made a base. So through base light cannot pass normally, but if special arrangement is made, then it can pass. Third surface becomes a base only. A light ray passes through prism, it refracts and emerges out, right? The emergent ray is deviated from the direction of incident ray. I'll make the diagram. Emergent ray will deviate, move away from path of incident ray. Now to understand, experiment is there. Actually this experiment we will do in the lab, but in 9th standard, right? And today I will make diagram for you, and see it carefully, very nicely. You try to understand this. See here I am making a prism. So first of all I make a base, right? Then I will complete the prism. This is just a triangular part of prism I am showing. Triangular part only. Rectangular part no need to show while making diagrams. ray diagram. This is prism. Right, now I will take one incident ray, oblique incident ray striking, just name it A, B or C or any other name you give. One ray I am making striking here, oblique ray I am making here. This is incident ray. What is this? Incident ray, right? Strikes here. At this point I will draw normal perpendicular to this AB side. So perpendicular I am drawing here, dotted but. See, this is perpendicular. Right? And the angle which the incident ray make with the normal, what is that angle called? Angle of incidence. What is it called? Angle of incidence. And this incident ray have a original path also. I am just drawing original path, but ray will not go along this path. But I am making it original path of incident ray. This is original path, but dotted I am making. It will not go along this path. Then this is glass, this is air, and ray is traveling from air to glass. And we have already discussed, when ray is traveling from rarer to denser medium, air is rarer medium and glass is denser medium. So when light is traveling from rarer to denser medium, it bend towards the normal. Rarer to denser medium, bend towards the normal. This is normal. Original path of light is this one. It bend towards the normal means downward. Downward it will bend. I am showing bending downward only. See, it bend downward. See, means from this line it bend come down towards the normal. Normal inside is this one. Right? So this is ray which is inside the glass. It is refracted ray, and the angle which the refracted ray make with the normal is R1. In your book also they are showing R1 here. Okay, then this ray will strike another surface. This surface is air glass boundary. Air here, glass here, and this AC side is glass air boundary now. So this ray will strike on AC side, that is glass air boundary. See, in your book although they have not made this original path of refracted ray, but I am just making, just to make you understand, original path I am showing here. So if suppose nothing happens there, this ray will go along this line, but something happens, refraction happens. Now now light is traveling from glass, this is glass, denser medium, to air, that is rarer medium. Right? So when light is traveling from denser to rarer medium, it bend away from the normal. See, now therefore we have to draw normal at this point. So draw normal, I am making it. This is normal here. Just 90-degree angle we have to make at this point. Ray after refraction, when it is traveling from denser to rarer medium, it bend away from the normal. Normal is upper part. This ray bend away. Away means downward it will bend, means away from now. This is normal outside and it will bend away from normal. So bend like this. See, original path of refracted ray seems to be this, but it bend, this is normal, a bend away. Away means if it bend downward, then only away from normal. So this ray is emergent ray, and the angle which the emergent ray make with the normal, this is called angle of emergence. Angle of emergence. And the angle which the refracted ray make with the normal, although this is actually angle of incident for second interface, but it is written as R2 in your book. Right? And now if you see, incident rays is along this direction. Incident ray is going along this direction, but when this ray enter the glass and emerge out, come out, then it is not going along the same path. Then what is the angle through which this ray bend, deviate? We have to find out. So how you find out? This emergent ray you can reproduce backward. Emergent ray you can reproduce backward. Right? I am reproducing it backward up to the incident ray, original path of incident ray. This is original path of incident ray. Angle which this emergent ray on reproducing backward make with the original path of incident ray, this angle, and that angle should be acute angle, acute less than 90. This is obtuse, I am not taking obtuse. Acute angle, that is called angle of deviation. What is it called? Angle of deviation. Do you understand? This is how diagram is made in your book, right? And you also try to make it this way only. Do you understand? So what is angle of incident, angle of deviation? Angle which the emergent ray make with the normal, that is angle of deviation. What is angle of incidence? Angle which the incident ray make with the normal. What is angle of refraction? Angle which the refracted ray make with the normal. R1, R2, 2 are there. One is angle of refraction, R2 is actually angle of incidence, but because it is inside the glass, name is written as R only. One is R1, one is R2, and E is angle of emergence here, and delta is angle of deviation, and angle on the top of the prism here, that is called angle of prism, or refracting angle also sometimes we call it. And beta, in this now study, they are just naming it P, Q, okay, you name it, no problem, right? But this you have to do yourself. So ray, incident ray is traveling along P to Q, right? And when we will do it actually in the lab, then we make this ray, on the ray we put two pins, paper pins, and we watch from the other side, and we make refracted ray. Okay, then we join Q and R afterwards, then we get this diagram, and we will do it in 9th standard, right? But for the time being, you just go through it, and this diagram you have to make it very nicely and mention each and everything. PQ is incident ray, QR is refracted ray, RS is emergent ray, I is angle of incidence, R1, R2 they are angles inside, E is angle of emergence, delta is angle of deviation, and A is angle of prism. Then in this case, beta, on the basis of above activity, we find that result of refraction through prism, the light ray deviate towards the base. Light ray deviate towards the base. Important thing, you check it here. Light is going along this direction, but when it emerges out, it bend to, this is base, the light bend towards the base. Always light bend towards the base. Always it bend towards the base when light passes through prism. And another relation is also there, angle of incidence plus angle of emergence is equal to angle of prism plus angle of deviation. This relation also holds good for refraction through prism. So this is refraction through prism, activity 4. Now dispersion. When a ray of light passes through prism, it's split into 7 colors. 7 colors in the rainbow also you can see those 7 colors. The process of splitting of light, this definition of light into its 7 constituent color is known as dispersion of light. Band of 7 colors obtained, that is called spectrum. In a way, rainbow is also a spectrum only. Now how we can show dispersion? Now that is another thing for you. How we can show dispersion? Okay, I will show it. Dispersion. See, first of all we make a prism again. So I am making prism here, base, somewhere in the middle I take a vertex and join to make a prism. This is prism. Always we show triangular section of prism. Otherwise prism is not a paper or something. It is a solid body. This is prism. Okay, you can name the sides also A, B, C, 3. And here you show white light. White light is coming in to the prism. Here it is coming. See, in your book, although they are not showing the original path of incident white light. This is white light. And you know white light, ray of white light. Okay, this is not just one color, 7 colors are there. But I am just making here original path also, just so that you can understand. Original path, this is not the path along which light is going, just original path of incident ray. Now when light enters here, it split up into 7 colors. You know, angle of deviation we have already discussed in the first part. For red is minimum, angle of deviation for red is minimum, and angle of deviation for violet color is maximum. And you know, white light have 7 color: violet, indigo, blue, green, orange, yellow, orange and red. So which color have maximum angle of deviation? Violet. Minimum red. So angle of deviation, as we have already discussed, means angle which the emergent ray make with the original path of incident, and that is angle of deviation. Means the red light deviate less. Angle of deviation means red light deviate less, but violet light deviate more. And same thing happens here. Say I am just showing deviation now, little bit deviation I am showing. This is for red. So red light deviate less. This is red one. And which color deviate more? That is violet. So violet color deviate more. This is for violet, because angle of deviation of violet is more, right? Then it strikes, so that means colors split up into 7 color. White light split up into 7 colors at first ear, this side ear glass boundary, ear glass interface, split into 7 colors. See, maybe you can say, sir, you are showing red and violet only, where are others? Others are in between. After red, here it will be orange, then yellow, then green, then blue, then indigo, then finally violet. They are present there inside. I am not showing, we are showing the extreme colors only. What are the extreme color? Violet and red. Then again here dispersion, simple dispersion takes place, and the separation between these violet and red further increases. Separation will further increase between the two. And when these light rays, these rays pass on a white screen like this, it form a patch of colors on the white screen. So here these red color and violet light fall here. Here patch of color is formed on the white screen. This is a white screen. This is not a line. This is white screen only. White screen. And this patch of color obtained is called spectrum. What is it called? Spectrum. Spectrum is formed here. So violet is there, just above that indigo, then blue, then green, then yellow, then orange, then finally red will be there. Right? This splitting of light is called dispersion of light. And from daily life, if you see the example, that is rainbow. So this is what they are showing here. But you make diagram the way I have told you. Right? 7 colors, violet, indigo, blue, all are written here. Now dispersion of light occurs. Why dispersion of light occurs? Dispersion of light occurs because sunlight is a mixture of 7 colors, and light of these 7 colors is deviated through different angle. I have told you, no? Which have maximum angle of deviation? Violet. Which have minimum angle of deviation? Red. Others, they take their own place. So maximum angle of deviation is for violet, second indigo, third blue, fourth maximum violet, then slightly less indigo, slightly less blue, green is slightly less than blue, yellow slightly less than green, orange slightly less than yellow, and red least, minimum. Right? So because different angle of deviations are there, that is why light split up into 7 colors while passing through prism. Red color is deviated least and violet color is deviated most. Consequently, white light is split up into 7 colors. So reason is there why dispersion takes place in this part. Have you ever seen rainbow formed in the sky? All of you know that after rain it is formed. It is very beautiful and consists of 7 colors. Yes, I know it is. Its cause also. Rainbow is caused due to dispersion of sunlight. Okay, through tiny droplets of water in the air. Those tiny droplets of water hanging in the air, they behave like prism. And when light passes through those tiny droplets of water, it undergo dispersion, and then the rainbow is formed in the sky. Rainbow consists of 7 constituent colors of white light. 7 colored rays obtained in the spectrum of white light produced by glass prism can be recombined into white light again if these colored rays are made to pass through another prism which is identical to the first. See, actually Newton did for the first time discovered dispersion. Newton. Then he said when light passes through prism, then what happens? The white light split into 7 colors. And then scientists they questioned few of them. Then maybe it is the prism which colored the light, which give color to the light. This question was arised. Then Newton proved them wrong by doing the experiment which is there on the next page. What is the experiment? He took this activity 6. He took 2 prism and he passed white light through first prism and it split up. You can see red and violet. It split up. Here splitting up is shown. Right? Then he put another prism in the path of this light emerging out of first prism. Second prism is put, but second prism is inverted one. Its base is up and top is down. Right? Then these 7 colors again deviate through the second prism and they deviate towards the base. Already I have done the ray of light when emerges out of prism, it bend towards the base. So here this ray is bent towards the base, but here base is above in the upper part, so the rays bend upward and these 7 colors recombine here at this point. They recombine here. When all 7 colors recombine, what is the light? White light again is formed. So by this experiment he proved those scientists wrong, those who are questioning that maybe it is the property of prism which color the white light. Then Newton proved them wrong. He said no, it is the property of white light to get split into 7 colors while passing through prism. Right? And this activity is called recombination of 7 colors of spectrum to form white light. Clear? This experiment is given here. On the basis of the above activity, we conclude that prism does not produce color. I've told you, scientists question, maybe it is the prism which color the light. Then Newton proved them wrong. No, it is not a prism which color the light. It is the light which has this property of splitting into 7 colors. White light is a mixture of light of 7 colors. When white light passes through prism, it split into 7 colors. By the use of second identical prism, second identical prism, in an inverted position, 7 colors of white light recombine and therefore again white light is formed. Right? This is called recombination of white light. Right? Now fill in the blank. Splitting of white light into 7 color is known as dispersion. What is it called? Dispersion. Result of refraction through a prism, a light ray, as a result of refraction through a prism, light ray bend towards the base, always bend towards the base. 7 colors of white light can be remembered by the acronym Vibgyor. Right? Okay, beta, with this we come to the end of this chapter. Only exercise is left, so that also will do. Thank you.